Our next guests are award-winning writers who create historical romance novels, one, and contemporary novels for the other that leave readers asking for more. And tonight they're both taking part in a romance yarn, The Reading Salon in Midlothian. We welcome New York Times bestselling authors Kathy Maxwell and Jerry Croteau to our live show. Good morning.
Hey, good morning.
Good to see you. And you're two of the authors who will be there tonight.
Yes.
First of all, good to see you back. Yes. Welcome back to Richmond.
What? I am so happy to be in Richmond. I love Richmond, especially in the spring. This is the best time. I'm glad I missed the snow, but yeah.
Well, and you planned this perfectly, and the good thing is tonight's event is sold out.
Yes, it is.
That's wonderful.
This is the third time we've done this event. It's a reading salon, and the writers will read from their work, and it's a great opportunity because it's at Dances with Wool. So many of the the audience come with their own handwork, and it's just a great.
They sit
it's a
and
great
knit
moment.
and
they
listen
knit,
to the authors.
They sip wine, and we just have a good time.
That's wonderful. And you invited your friend Jerry to come along.
I did. Yes.
And Jerry, tell us about your books, because I was counting. I was on your website yesterday. 5 books this year alone.
Yes, I'm really blessed. So I have The Bayou Bachelors debuted this year, and this is the book I'll be reading from tonight. That's set in New Orleans, and it was inspired by a real life event. A friend of mine who is a Navy spouse, because I was active duty for several years, and then a spouse for the length of my husband's career with him. She wanted to get her PhD, and I wanted to be a published novelist. This is when we had tiny kids, and so she said, you know, I'll buy your first book from you when you publish, and she did. And I said, I'll be there when you get your PhD, and she got her PhD in New Orleans 2 years ago. And so that inspired this sexy series that's out. And I also write for Harlequin Romantic Suspense right now, and I have a series set in central Pennsylvania where I live. And it's fictionalized because I don't know about a lot of super secret agencies where I live. But
I don't know. Well, you're former Navy, so you had Navy intelligence.
You know, Jerry has lived it. She's been in those tense moments, and now she writes about it. So.
And you're also a Navy veteran, so you two have a common bond there. Yeah, and you've got a new series out, The Spinster Heiresses. I said you wrote that for me, right?
That's it. That's right. That's right. This is all. You know, you are what you write.
That's right.
That's what I'm after and everything. So this is the second book of the new series that's out right now. Just made the USA Today list last night, so that's exciting. Yes, it is. It's good news. And you know, Richmond's always been very supportive. Richmond's very supportive of all sorts of authors, artists. It's just a great
reading
place.
town.
You are. It really is. So, you know, this is going to be a lot of fun. And can I talk about the other two writers that become? We're going to have a Virginia writer who will be with us, Jessica Ruddick, R-U-D-D-I-C-K. And she writes young adult and new adult, which is, you know, kind of fun because you can do almost anything in those two categories. And then she also writes romantic suspense as Jessica Linden. So she'll be with us tonight. And then also, I'm so excited to have Laura Kay back in Richmond. And Laura also writes as Laura Camoy. So she writes, it's kind of interesting, she writes these really sexy suspense novels as Laura Kay. And as Laura Camoy, she's a best-selling historical fiction author. And she has a new book out called My Dear Hamilton, which is about Alexander Hamilton's wife. It's fabulous. I'm reading it right now. She also authored a book about Thomas Jefferson's oldest daughter, which is another one. So it's going to be exciting. She'll be reading from both books tonight.
This is a wonderful opportunity for book lovers to get together and meet you. How do you like getting out and meeting your readers?
I love it, and I have a confession. When Kathy said it would be at a yarn shop, I'm a rabid knitter. That's on my website. As much as I'm a writer, I need to knit to let the plots unfold. So I love meeting other knitters, because knitters are usually readers too. It's just a common bond. So I love getting out, and then I love meeting readers. It's always gratifying to meet somebody who loves your work. That doesn't hurt, but it's also great to share in happily ever after, because that's what the romance genre is about, and that's my favorite part.
Yeah, I like a happy ending.
Well, and I also think what has surprised people is how fun it is to hear an author read from their own work. I mean, just like Arnez was on, it's fun to hear a live comedian. It's fun to hear a musician. It's just different than if you hear them on a CD and then you hear them live. It's just different. Well, it's the same thing with a writer. And to hear their voice in their work is it just kind of opens up the book for you.
Well, thank you for taking time out to come to see us today. The new books, I'm sure, are fabulous. I can't wait to read them. And you're going to have to do a couple of these a year so that you can come back.
You know, that is the plan.
That
Absolutely.
we can come and see you.
Because I love Richmond.
We love it. Jerry and Kathy are two of the best-selling authors featured at a Romance Yarn Reading Salon tonight. The event is sold out, but there is a waiting list if you're interested.